Fraser Anning values loyalty. That might seem like a strange claim to make about a man who quit his political party the very same morning he was sworn in. But as Senator Anning tells it, he did quit One Nation at all. Rather, he was forced out by a paranoid Pauline Hanson and her Sveigalai Chief of Staff James Ashby. Anning, a giant of a man but softly spoken and unfailingly polite, has long been loyal to Hanson. He is a One Nation lifer, first running under Pauline's banner 20 years ago. He ran for her a number of times after that and helped out on some of her ill-fated campaigns during her years in the political wilderness. Like Hanson, he is a climate change skeptic and a fierce critic of Islam. But they were more than just ideologically aligned. Anning and his wife Fiona considered Hanson a good friend. When it became clear Malcolm Roberts was done for, Hanson sought to get in touch with Anning, who under an election recount would be next in line, but he was incommunicado in Costa Rica. So she tracked down his brother Harry, who managed to get a message to Anning. But it was to welcome him to the Senate. He told me to my surprise that Pauline was going to ask me to step aside, which was a shock after over 20 years supporting her, Anning tells Fairfax Media now as he sits in his still sparse new Parliament House office. It's the same office Roberts occupied until last month. It was an insult. Nonetheless, Anning came to Canberra intending to be part of the One Nation team. By this stage he had assembled his staff, among them David Goodridge, Boston White and Leon Ashby, who all worked for Roberts. This was causing consternation behind the scenes in the party. Hanson, Ashby and Roberts' loyalist Sean Black believed the trio were traitors to the outgoing senator, hitching their wagon to the new man in town. Goodridge was Roberts' chief of staff and is now Anning's chief of staff. He left Roberts' office on extended sick leave in May, alleging bullying. He and White are in the office during Fairfax Media's interview. Outside, Goodridge's daughter is manning the phones, taking abuse from One Nation supporters who believe Anning betrayed Hanson on his first day. She politely explains that's not what happened. Like the Annings, they are all in shock about how things developed on Monday, the most eventful of first days on the job. First came a text from Hanson, "See me in my office at 8 a.m. He went and says he walked into a hornet's nest. I walked into the meeting and there's a whole group of them around the table. She then proceeded to berate me like a 12-year-old schoolboy. And I thought, I did come in here for this," Anning says. It was a silly thing for her to do that in front of people. To do that at any time at all was rude. It's schoolyard stuff. Hanson would not let Goodridge or any of the other staffers near the meeting and said she would not allow any of them to work for him. Anning left and went back to his office. He was sworn in at 10 a.m. and then a short time later he saw the breaking news on television that he had defected. She made the decision, not me, Anning says.